Yo, 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 1 2 1 2, what it do? It's your boy Skeeter Steve, and welcome to another episode of Lace Rounds, where we giving it to you for the culture and by the culture. Man, happy man, we got a special guest in the building, man. You know, about a week and a half ago, man, this man, blessed us, allowed us to come in his space and check out his album, which had dropped today. We was at the listening party, and I was just very, 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 very amazed, man. And the talent and the lyrical ability is there, and we've been tapped in with each other for a cool little minute. So wanted y'all to welcome y'all, my main man James Wade, man. Welcome to the show, man.
Lights on in the building, y'all.
Oh yeah, man. Absolutely, man. No, man, absolutely, man. Thank you for coming through, bro. Like, I really, really, really definitely appreciate this, man. Because like what I said, these things, man, they never go unnoticed. Never go unnoticed, man. So I mean, that's what we always hear about, just at Lace Rhymes, always being about the culture, and and what you do, it is culture. And and what a great time to drop, 50 years, the 50th anniversary of hip hop, bro.
Man.
Like, it's crazy.
Man, love it, bro.
Like, crazy.
Never thought we'd see this day.
Right. And but
Thanks.
we're here. And to me, I look at it as, forget just celebrating 1 month. We're celebrating all year.
All year, brother. All year, brother.
All year long, man. All year long, man, though. But yeah, man, let's get into it, man. First and foremost, man, like, who is James Wade? For if somebody that don't know you, who is James Wade, man?
Man, dang, that's a good question, brother. That's a good question. Man, I honestly say James Wade is a leader.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, everybody know me by the light. Everybody know I'll keep the lights on. The whole premise behind that idea is that, there's people making good music, making good hip-hop. There's people that want to keep the culture moving forward. There's people that are just trying to set examples as human beings, decent human beings, to show people a way, how we can live this life and how we can do things, still have our fun, still kick it, still do what we got to do, but we can still do right by each other. So when you see me, you see somebody that's always setting an example. You see somebody that's always willing to stick themselves out there and be the first. Be the first to move that way. So when people think about me, they'll know wasn't nobody doing it like him before he got here.
Absolutely, man. I like that, Brody. I dig that. I could definitely dig that, man. I could definitely dig that, man. So I mean, like, that, and that's dope though. Like, whoever don't meet you but they get an introduction of you, they know who you are, man. And I think what you said, man, is just a pure exclamation about you and like your person and your persona and your character. All right, man.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Absolutely, man. Yeah, man. So with me, man, when it always come to this, man, I always the type of person, man, like, we gonna get to the meat and potatoes, man. We gonna have some fun today, and we gonna get to the meat and potatoes, man. So, all right. My next question is to you, man. For me, this is just a ritual for anybody that comes onto the show. I gotta ask you, man, what was the album that did it to you, that did it for you, when you said, okay, forget sports, forget this, forget that, I want to rap. This is what I want to do. I don't want to do nothing else. So, like, you can even name me more than one album or more than one artist. So, but what was that album or the artist have like, okay, this is what I want to do?
Oh, it's easy. It's easy. It was Bone Thugs and Harmony, East 99 Eternal.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And you know what, though? And since you brought that up, you know what? Let's get into that bag right quick, man. I do not like the fact that you have a lot of these hip hop people or these wannabe hip hop historians disrespect Bone Thugs and Harmony, and they disrespect that album. And a lot of people don't consider East 99 is a classic.
That's a classic.
East 99 is a classic.
Hands down.
From the introduction to East 99, Mr. Bill Collector, Buddha Smokers. Come on, man. First of the month. I mean, you could play that whole album up and down, and then just the fact that I love with that album how they literally picked up the mantle even though Easy was gone. And what was so super crazy, DJ Unique produced that whole
That whole
album.
that's crazy.
That's the crazy part. They did not use no outside producers. They used one person, and one person did that whole album.
No hit producers either.
None.
They just homegrown in-house producer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
so
real.
yeah, that's the dope part. Like the same homegrown in-house producer made First of the Month.
Man.
Like, come on,
Classic.
man.
That was honestly the record. I can remember where I was when I first heard it. I can remember sitting on my couch and Hit List came on, back BET Hit List. And I remember I'm sitting there and that mug came on, and I had heard records before. And I had heard, like, where I was at, it was just a little bit more like top 40 radio.
Okay.
But I had heard a little bit of everything, even like New Jack Swing. I was into everything. And I remember I heard that, and I was on the couch, and I was like, I've never heard a sound like this in my life, and whatever this is, I want this forever. Like, that First of the Month, that was it for me. Like, and then once I heard the whole album.
Man, look, I'm gonna now, since you got into your little history bag about that, I'm gonna get into my little history bag about that.
Thanks.
Man, so my dad bought that album. But also, too, my dad, huge, very West Coast head, he will always play MC8, Compton's Most Wanted, MC8's first solo album. I keep forgetting the name of the first solo album though, but that's a classic though. But every time when I would get in this car as a kid, I would always take that Bones CD out and play it inside the crib. Me and my sister would play it inside the crib, and then we would always get into the car with him because he had the 12s, he had to knock it. I'd be like, Dad, play Bone. Man, every time you get in the car, you always want to play damn Bone. Like, all the time. I'm all like, yo, this is, like, that was, like, dope. Like, for me, like, that East 99 album, like, just gave me a whole introduction, like, to them. And just like with you, Hit List, and, like, and then, like, so mind-blowing, like, another fun fact, a lot of people like Rap City The Basement. I liked the Rap City with Big Les and Joe Claire. That's Rap City I grew up on as a kid.
Yes. Yeah, 1,000.
Like, yeah, that was,
Same.
Yeah, so that's how I was catching whiff of a lot of my hip hop stuff, watching them. And so I'm just like you, like I'm a huge Who's Bone fan. So I mean, that's a great similarity. So I mean, that's dope though, like, you know, to have a group that a lot of people think that was a West Coast group, but they're not from the West Coast. They're from Cleveland,
yes, sir,
Ohio.
Oh, yeah.
But they sounded like they were from the West Coast,
Facts.
which was crazy though. But it just made it even dope though. And yes, they are literally like one of the greatest groups of all time, hands down. Like, easy, man. So I mean, like, for you to name that album as, like, you know, your huge influence, and now hearing Bone and now hearing some of your lyrics in my head, okay, I can understand and see the influence. Yep. And that is dope. Like, really, really, that is dope, bro. Like that is super dope, man. And, man, so another thing, man, that I wanted to ask you, man, like, you know, when you got introduced into rapping, and, you know, you started taking the craft serious in that, man, what are some of the hiccups that you have ran along in your journey, man? Like, you know.
Oh, that's a great question.
Like.
I think mine's kind of actually happened. It was kind of all over the place. So first, I was never, like, I was just a fan of the music. Like, I never even when I got into my heavy fandom, where it was like I could recite all the lyrics to every song, anything that was going on at that time. I was learning all the lyrics. I was performing it. I liked it. I was just simply into creative writing.
Right.
Like, I do, like, storytelling, writing, that type of stuff. So fast forward, and I would start doing spoken word, and everybody would tell me that my spoken word sounded like raps. Like, yo, you should rap. You should rap. And I'm like, nah, that's not my thing. Now, at the time, you know, I'm in school. I'm freshman in high school and all this kind of stuff, and I'm extremely popular off of sports and
right.
just in school. Like, everybody really rocked with me, really popular and all that kind of stuff. And so when I started kind of messing around and making demo tapes, everybody wanted one.
Ooh.
And it was just off the strength of me being a name. And I was like, and so early on, I kind of understood like the power of like your brand.
Right.
Because I was a terrible artist. I was terrible.
Right.
And I was joking around. There was a lot of like dope artists that I was hearing as I was coming up that took the craft way more seriously, and they were way better than me. But they weren't getting the notoriety that I was. And so I realized very early on, like, it wasn't even a talent thing.
Right.
It was like, they want me to do what you doing.
Oh, okay.
Right? They want me to do it. They don't want you to do it.
Right.
You're not interesting.
Right.
Like, you have the ability.
Right.
You don't have the storyline or whatever else they're looking on to keep them tuned in and being like, I wonder what so-and-so's doing today.
Right.
And so I started to learn that really quick. So even as I got in school, like later on in school, I'm taking these business classes. I'm doing marketing and I'm doing internships. And so I did some internships for some labels and stuff like that. So I learned the inside of the game, and I was seeing a lot of things where I was like, bro, like, I would never do this. And as I was seeing that side, that creative bug had never left me. So I started performing at clubs and stuff like that, just on the strength of people hearing my demos, selling out clubs, and people were pushing me. So my biggest hiccups earlier on was that I genuinely, it took so many people pushing me and being like, bro, you got a gift that I was always taking for granted. Now I can go do something else. Now I can do this. Now I'm smart. I'm this, I'm that. And I didn't want to typecast myself as an artist. And I realized it was the greatest thing that ever happened to me, because that bug never left, and it ended up defining my entire life as being this creative person.
Man, I you know what? And it's just so crazy. Like, I could understand. I definitely understand where you're coming from that, as being a creative myself. Like me growing up, I was a b-boy, so I was a breakdancer. So being in that realm of that space, but also in breaking, I always had this passion for music. Like, for some strange reason, like this early on passion, like just like as a kid, just going through up and down the decades of music, not only just hip hop, but R&B, jazz, and even early 60s, 70s, and 80s rock and roll music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts.
So being one of those, and I even to this day, I still have close buddies of mine that was like, man, like, it's dope. You're doing the podcast. You're doing exactly what you want to do. But also, too, like, Steve, we need you to tap into the DJing, because you have an ear for that music. Like, you have an ear. Like, you know what needs to be played. You know what to get the crowd going and what not would get the crowd going. So it's just exactly like what you're saying. Like, having people around you, having to push that greatness out of you.
Yes,
you know
sir.
what I'm saying?
1,000.
Yeah, and just having to go through situations to lead into where you are today and where I am today, where we're doing something for the culture.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying,
bro.
So like it like everything that with the journey that it brings upon, it's just all a revolving door that brings us back to what we fell in love with in the first place.
1,000.
So man, just hearing that, man, like, it's just super crazy. Where it's just all like, you didn't been through the ins and outs. You've been through, doing internships at these record labels. Seeing just all the craziness and even the fuck shit that goes on at those labels, man. So it made you maneuver. Okay, this is what I'm going to do, and this is what I'm not going to do. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Okay, so man, so another question I wanted to ask you, man. So what made you decided to come out west to Vegas.
Yeah, bro. So, I spent most of my life in the Midwest and the South.
Okay.
And I had never I guess I had come out a couple times when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really remember the experience, but like it was probably around 2012.
Okay.
A partner of mine that I like, one of my homeboys that went to college with me, he got a job with, it was like the World and Music Dance Awards.
Oh, okay. World of Dance. Yeah. World of Dance. Yep.
So, they had the pre-show, and he was like, "Yo, I want to get you on that. I want you to come out." And I was like, "All right, cool." And then I talked to my uncle, and he had helped put together a show out in Vegas. Like, he had put me in touch with some people, and I got with them, and so I was able to book a show the very next day after that performance in Cali. First time out here. So, stoner, I come out west, beautiful weather, girls wearing less than I see, I smell nothing but trees in the air. I'm like, what is this? Where am I, bro?
Yeah. It's gonna draw you in. It's gonna draw you in.
Bruh, I was sold. I was like, bro, I'm moving out west. I told myself, I was like, yo, I gotta go out there, because I had moved around, and I was always cool with just moving around and making my way.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd been kind of waiting. I put it off for like 2 years, and then it got to the point where I was like, man, if I ain't making this move, I ain't never gonna make it.
Yeah.
And I made the move, bro, and it was the best thing for me, because hip hop is extremely regional.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
it's very, very hard for you as an artist, when you come from a specific place and you sound and you speak a certain language and you experience life a certain way, to go into another region and do music that they're not used to, from a language that they don't understand, and from a life that they've never lived. Like, that's extremely hard to get them. But I always felt like I had the ability, because everywhere I went, I became one of them. Like, everywhere I went, it was like, it didn't matter the politics, it didn't matter. It was like, all I kept doing was putting in the work, and everywhere I went, they'd be like, yeah, but James Wade, he cold.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
right.
I was like, can I do it out west? Can I come out here and make a way for myself, and get a buzz, and pick up my name the same way, and tap into the one market that I haven't been into? Because I've been in the East, I've been in the Midwest, I've been in the South, but it was important to come out this way.
Oh no, yeah, absolutely, and I could agree, because what I just feel like what a lot of the artists out here that they're missing, and I'm seeing it coming. A shift is about to happen within our city within the next 5 to 10 years. We're seeing, okay, we saw the boom of the WNBA. The hockey team just won the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
They're on the verge of getting a baseball team, and on the verge of getting the NBA basketball team.
Facts.
And not only that, though, what you guys don't know, it's a lot of the producers that was living in Atlanta and California. They're starting to make their way to Vegas.
Yeah.
They are starting to make their way to Vegas.
Yep.
And they're going to start eyeing and start seeing. So now this is another question that I want to pose to you, because, okay, you know the scene, you know the hip hop scene. What do you feel like what is missing here in the Vegas hip hop scene when it comes to the MC scene? You know, the rapping scene.
Community.
Okay, I'm with you on that.
To be completely real, like, I could give you an example. I put on a show last year called Plant Based, and what I did to do it was, I was gonna headline a show, of course, and so I went around and I went to every show, and I was just scouting artists, and I went to shows on the east side, west side, south side, north side. None of those affiliate, none of that stuff mattered to me. And I pulled these artists from all these different places, and I put them on the same bill. And these people have lived in the same town their entire lives and had never heard of each other. And me just going to the different shows and being outside saying, because when I was going to shows on the West Coast, West End, I was only seeing people on the west side. If I went to a show on the east side, I was only seeing people on the east side. It was always particular to. I would never see a lot of people from different. If I saw them on the east side, I never saw them on that west side show. And with me not being from here, I had been able to just move through the scene freely. Right. And I didn't have a bias. I'm like, I don't know who's east, what all that stuff.
Right.
And so I just picked people based off talent. And the one thing I see is like everybody kind of, and I'm not knocking nobody, but from what I specifically see is like people may do a song and then they do it with people that are in their same group kind of.
Same like, vicinity.
Y'all all grew up together, y'all in the same area. So it's like you're keeping the music actually just there. If you did a song with old dude over there with him and his fan base, then you would actually bring you guys together and it would build up. Other places I've seen everybody, they build this network and everybody moves up together. And that's the one thing if Vegas did that where everybody was working together, more frequently. And there was just more support. Like we all got behind projects. If every time an artist dropped, the artist community was like, we behind them, we gonna support him, promote him, pop out to his show, stuff like that. If we did that for everybody, there wouldn't be a not sold out show.
No, I'm definitely with you on that 100%. That's why I be telling people, man, look, and this ain't even me being cocky. I'll be like, look, y'all don't want me to be an A&R because I would literally tell the truth. I'll be like, oh, okay, like you don't want to do music? Go ahead and go listen to Tyler the Creator's Call Me If You Get Lost. Tyler the Creator literally had Pooh Shiesty, 42 Doug, and Kodak Black, and Lil Uzi Vert on this album.
Yep.
That's two totally different rappers that he was using totally different sounds and making them come on and mess with his sound.
Yep.
He had NBA Youngboy on his album.
Yep.
Kendrick Lamar had Kodak Black narrating his album.
Yep.
This is what James is talking about, bridging that gap so you guys can mesh with one another. Facts. And don't get me wrong, like it's a lot of y'all that I really rock with, though, but also too learn how to step outside that comfort zone. Like go start performing downtown, like at places like Cricket Playhouse. These are places where you're not accustomed to, where you're going to perform in a diverse crowd.
Yeah.
You do that, you're gonna win everybody over.
100%.
Like definitely everybody over.
I would actually even say like, be one of them road warriors too, man. Like there's nothing more. There's no bigger confirmation than going on the road and testing your material. In another city, another state where people don't know you, and so your main people ain't gonna be there. And you got to stand for people who don't know you from nothing, and they're going to judge you. They don't know your name. You ain't affiliated with nobody. They like, can you entertain me?
Ooh, James talking that shit.
Bro, if you go out there and you do that and you bring it home and people rocking with you, there's nobody can tell you. And no, you can come back here and people be like, you whack, and you be like, but I just rocked 100 people out in Indiana. So y'all can't, so maybe it don't work here, but it works somewhere. Like it's such a confirmation to what you're trying to do when you just find your synergy or just know that, because a lot of the in-house, home stuff is political. Mm-hmm. It's about who people like versus who may have the best opportunity to get out there and be a staple for Vegas.
Right, this is right.
And so that's why, like, a lot of people sometimes, like, these random people kind of come from these areas, and everybody's like, well, where did this person come from? And stuff. It's like, we're not in the era anymore where you have to genuinely have people who are around you. And Vegas is such a, to come in and support. And Vegas is such a, there's so many entertainers here.
Right.
There's so many creators that you're basically, we're all rapping to each other. Whereas like in somewhere in like Indiana, you go to Indiana and you probably already one or two of the most talented people in the area. Not to knock the area, but it's like everybody, there's not a large population of people trying to be entertainers. So if you go out there and you be an entertainer, now you got all these people who want to be fans, and you automatically grab them.
Right. Or like plain and simple, like a spot like, Detroit, Cash Doll, what's that nigga name? Yeah, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Him, T Grizzly, Big Sean, like, they're all from that little area from Detroit though, but it's like they're willing to do stuff with one another.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
like,
important, man.
like it's definitely important, man. Like, definitely to work with everybody though, man. But I mean, dog, like I'm really enjoying this with you right about now. All right, man.
This is real.
Let's flip it real quick, man. So
Okay.
I see you got the 12s on your feet. So
Yes, sir.
so I want to ask you, man, like growing up, man, what was one of your favorite sneakers growing up as a kid, man? Because I mean, like I want you to answer this carefully because us as kids, like we are the '90s baby, so we definitely had a variety of different types of swag and different
bro.
types of kicks other than Jordans.
Yeah, no facts, bro. I mean, shoot, man. If you want to take like, I'm old enough to where we used to get the LA Gears, bro. We was on them Gears heavy. Bro.
Oh yeah,
What?
LA Gears, BKs, British Knights. Come on, man, stop playing.
Man,
Like,
I'm
yeah,
telling
man.
you. So
Look.
we was on them heavy. We had the Jordans that came out right after Space Jams in Georgia. We called them Space Jams.
Okay.
That's what we called. They called
I
them Space Jams.
think I think everybody called them Space Jams.
Yeah, we had the Space Jam. That was like if you had them, bro, you was somebody. You was somebody. And honestly, just the one thing that's great about Atlanta and Stone Mountain and all the like surrounding areas and everything like that was there's only a small period of time where everybody's trying to rock the same kick, and then you immediately, even as you're getting like out of middle school, everybody's trying to be as different as possible. So it was just about. I always rocked the all white forces.
Okay.
Kept mine, and it was about whose was the cleanest.
Oh yeah.
And that was the thing. So everybody, I mean, we scrubbing every other class period. So because when we step out, everybody looking to see who Jay's is the cleanest. You see what I'm saying?
Right. No. Yeah.
Whose forces are the cleanest. So that was a big thing for us.
Oh no. Yeah, man. Absolutely. Because I noticed that from the jump of the summer of 2005. That was my first time going to Atlanta with my family. So when I went to Atlanta, it was like a whole new world to me. And like when I went down there, like you guys' fashion was very bright color friendly. So, and what I mean by bright colors, like here on the West Coast, a lot of us would just wear simple khaki, black, or navy shorts though. But down in Atlanta, I'm seeing y'all wearing red shorts, royal blue shorts, white shorts, green shorts. Like you guys was like very, very color fashion and oriented.
Yeah.
And like on the West Coast, like they wasn't really wearing feelers like that.
Yeah.
But you guys brought feelers back, and I definitely respected that. Like when I went out there, like it was not only Air Forces. You guys wore feelers heavy. You guys wore K-Swiss heavy.
Yeah, we had some Swiss, bro. We had the Swiss. Everybody think that's like the whiteboard thing. I'm like, nah, bro. In Atlanta, bro, we rock the Swiss, bro.
Like that was the thing. And even like for me, like when I was in middle school, like we wore K-Swiss until like that fad kind of died out, and people on the West wasn't wearing it no more like that. But like what I said, when I first came to Atlanta, I was like, damn, people out here still wearing K-Swiss. Oh, that's dope. That's that's dope. So like to see like that fashion, I was like, man, okay, now I see where a lot of the swag and a lot of the fashion forwards was coming from, and it was making its way to the West Coast. Like, around that time, everybody was always saying, oh, New York, New York, New York. But I can honestly say when I went to Atlanta, around that time, like from like 05 to like 07, 08, that was all Atlanta. Like that was really all Atlanta, man. And then it was just like you guys' culture and everything was just pretty dope. Like, and it was just a eye opener for me. Like,
yes, sir.
just experiencing that, man, though. But yeah, man, getting back on these sneakers, man. Another one that I'm definitely excited for that we're seeing that for a comeback. Nike just re-signed Deion Sanders. So when they re-signed him, a lot of us OGs, like us older cats, so I think we're on the verge. We're going to get some diamond turfs again. So and we know diamond turfs were very, very popular growing up when we were kids. So
yes,
sir. We get a pair of those. Like, that was stuff. So I wanted to know, being that you was from that area, did you guys wear a lot of the Team Jordans, like the Gary Paytons, the Penny Hardaways?
Pennies,
bro.
Yeah,
like
my side rocked the pennies heavy, bro. Everybody in Stone Mountain was rocking the pennies.
Oh,
bro.
okay.
Yeah, we was heavy. It was crazy because and the Gary Paytons was in there.
Okay,
They was I used to love them.
Oh man, yeah, me too, bro.
But yeah, it was just it was weird because maybe because we were kind of close to, but like that whole Shaq and Penny era that hit us heavy. Like,
I believe it.
Big,
I believe
we was
it.
big, and like Penny and Shaq was like in
Atlanta, because you guys were like literally right next door to Florida. How we were right next door to California. So
Yes, sir.
I would believe that hit you guys like fucking wildfire though.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
man.
Yeah. Two young black superstars and stuff like that. Yeah, around that age, yeah, they was lit.
Oh man,
they was lit in Atlanta. It was weird that we had that connection with them because we ain't never been great about our own teams. Really.
Oh
Outside of the Falcons and little bitty brushes with the Braves, like we not really great supporting the Hawks and all that kind of stuff. We've never been great about that. No lie.
Oh man, look. Hey, it is what it is. It definitely is what it is. So man, no, but if you had to put like a top 5 sneaker, together, like a top 5 rotation, what would be in your rotation? Literally a top 5 rotation.
All right, so them pennies would have to be in there.
Okay, we got the pennies.
I always thought the shoe at a different, like, to me the whole shoe was built around this dude, and if it was a guard shoe and more made like a guard shoe, it would actually be super fire because I like the first edition, the Shaqs. Them, bro, you know what I'm talking, bro. Them was
people don't talk about those.
They don't, bro.
They don't talk about them.
Yes, sir.
I mean, hey, yeah, that is a holy grail. That is a holy grail.
The retro Jordans.
Which ones though? Which one?
The band ones.
Okay, band ones. Okay, band ones.
The Space Jams.
Okay, I'm with you.
Actually, I'm gonna go with the Gary Paytons, bro.
Son of a gloves. The son of a gloves, bro.
Yeah.
Look, Gary, if you out there listening, look, Nike, y'all out there listening, y'all really need to bring those back. Like, yeah,
Facts,
I'm like, yeah, the glove, that was everything to me, man.
I'm telling you, bro. I was a big Sonics fan too. They was a squad.
Oh yeah, they really was.
Rain Man, yeah. That was actually my squad on the West Coast outside of the Lakers.
Okay.
But I was more running with the East Coast teams. But yeah.
And I mean, for me, my squad was the Lakers, of course. So, but a kid in the 90s, how could you not like Chicago?
Man,
I mean, I'm just saying, how could you not like Chicago?
Facts.
No, yeah, man, no, but I definitely liked that you're top 5. The only thing I just would switch out is the Space Jam 11s, because to me, I said this time and time again, those are the worst Jordans by far. They are not comfortable. People always give me slack about it, though, but I don't care. Yes, they are not. They are the worst Jordans by far.
That's hilarious. That's fair.
By far. Yeah, man. No, but in closing out, man, I definitely wanted to ask you one more question. Before we get out of here, what would you like to see James Wade be in the next 5 years?
Man, that's a great question. So for me, it's all about scaling, like everything. Like I always tell people when they meet me, I'm always the worst version of myself because I'm only gonna get better. So me in 5 years is gonna be that many more books I've read. That many more days I've been in the gym taking care of my body, that many more days of eating the right type of foods that would fuel me the right way. Being humble enough to continue to learn in this craft. So from a business and a creative standpoint, I'm going to keep learning from these albums and the feedback that I get, both positive and negative. And I'm going to make the necessary adjustments to come back even stronger and better so that the catalog continues to grow. So 5 years from now, it's gonna be an even crazier catalog than it is now. And with always moving in purpose, I know, the Most High has guided my steps. So, I'm going to be obedient to what's needed of me. And I know all these seeds that I've sown is just going to just flourish into whatever that 5-year version of me will be at that point. So it's going to be everything scaled. Intelligence, maturity, wisdom, success, production, performance. It's all gonna be improved. So yeah, we in there.
Oh man, look, man, I'm digging every answer that you had pretty much said, bro. But you forgot one thing, bro. That you forgot, man. Gonna be seeing you next 5 to 10 years down the line. We're gonna be running into each other at these network functions,
yes, sir.
Either in Atlanta, Georgia. We're gonna be at a Rock Nation brunch, just
yes,
kicking
sir.
back, chilling. You
yes,
know what
sir.
I'm saying? So
Champagne-ya.
yes, champagne. Yes, man. So look, man, I'm with you on all that, man. Like that is like the dopest answer that I got, man. Like seriously, and I definitely respect that, man. Definitely respect that, man. But man, guys, we are coming into a closing, man, and I definitely enjoyed every bit of this with you, bro. Like seriously,
yeah, man.
man.
This is dope, man. I appreciate you. Like I said, big fan of the platform. So it's
man, dope. Yeah, man. Before we get up out of here, man, let them know where they can find you at, man.
Hey, man, I keep the brand consistent, so I am James Wade on all streaming platforms, on all social media platforms as well. All you got to do is type in I am James Wade, and you'll find me on any and everything. So peace and blessings. Definitely know who keep the lights on, and that would be me. So definitely check me out, man. Would love to have the support and the tribe. Let's build.
Yes, absolutely, man. And again, you already know where you can find us at. You can find us on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, Apple, Podbean, iHeartRadio, you name it, we on it though. So Lace Rhymes is always here for the culture and by the culture. And I just want to say, James, thank you once again for coming through, man. We enjoyed every bit of this, man. So until then, this is your boy Skeeter Steve. Lace Rhymes, we out. Peace.
Lights.